YouTube fam, what is good? Yours truly back once again, Mar, for another episode of Mar's Room. Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. To the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Got a great video for you guys today, but before I jump into today's video, you guys always know my contact information is always in the description below. Please feel free to reach out if you want to work one-on-one. Follow me on all my social medias, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. See what kind of crazy shit I'll be getting into over on my Instagram and my social medias account, because I'll be doing some wild shit sometimes. But yeah, man, follow me. Also, too, guys, real quick, I included yearly memberships to my coaching packages. Highly recommend, if you guys want to work with me, to contact me and DM me about info on the yearly memberships, because the yearly memberships will save you a ton of money. And also you get a ton of access to me for the yearly memberships. So if you're interested, reach out to me. Now, on to today's video. I wanted to make today's video discussing this specific person's story that somebody sent me a few weeks ago at the beginning of this month. And it's wild because I think she said in the DM that she sent me, I think it said a year to the day that me and her actually worked together and came up with a plan. She screenshotted me a 3-hour phone call conversation between her and her SP. And I think it was a year to the day that her and I worked together one-on-one. And, now her SP wants to, come to her city and visit her, which I'm getting ready to get into all this in the story. But I want to kind of lay the foundation a little bit and let you guys know how powerful this stuff is when you actually do the work. And hearing her story, you may hear something that resonates with you, and you may think, okay, I may want to do that, or you may hear and you may be like, oh no, that's not for me, because as you guys know, there's no one size fits all. So hopefully you can get some gems from this story, but let's jump right into the story now. So it goes like this. So we ended on a pretty bad note. He was weirded out by me, moved to another city, and pretty much muted me from his socials. I didn't think it was possible to hear from him again. I got into LOA right after. I mostly did sats and thought about us being together one day. But really, I think what helped was changing my life and letting go. By changing my life, I got a new job, a new boyfriend, and moved to a different city. I think that's what reality jumping truly is. A lot of people are stuck in their old reality, so the old story sticks with them. You have to change, whether it be you working out, starting a new job, new relationship, new mindset, anything. Just has to be new. I used to be afraid to start new because I felt like if I did, I wouldn't have the opportunity to get him if I did. Moving to a whole new city and getting a new boyfriend was the ultimate letting go of resistance. You can tell the universe you let go, but the universe doesn't hear words. It only knows movement. So yeah, I did sats and was pinning him for 3 months. Then I fully let go. The techniques plants the seed, but letting go is when the seeds start to grow. But you have to let it happen naturally. And me starting a new life helped it all happen naturally. A year different feel like a year. I think she means a year didn't feel like a year because she had a lot going on. So I think what she's saying is that the year went by pretty quickly. It didn't feel like a year because, like I said, she had a lot of shit going on. So a year didn't feel like a year because I had a lot going on. Now my self-concept is better. I don't get jealous or negative. Our phone calls are hours long. I'm on his close friends. I guess she means she's on his close friends on Instagram. He's coming to visit here and wants me to visit his city. I even got a contract that allows me to stay in his city for some time as well. The new boyfriend I got broke up with me around the time me and him got back in contact. The law is very funny. Now I just wait until everything else unfolds and lines up. Thanks for the advice. I know you remember the phone call and how hopeless I seemed. Nah, you weren't that bad. Also, time is your best friend. People side-eye success stories that's longer than 3 months. Very true. That's very true. People side-eye success stories that's longer than 3 months, but I find that the ones that took longer end up lasting in the long run because no true change can occur without time. The universe doesn't know time or calendars. It only knows energies and movement. Change your state, anything can change. All of us human beings was once microscopic egg. Now look at us, LMAO, microscopic egg. Microscopic egg. Now look at this. Nothing's impossible, literally. Sorry that was so long. I truly feel like some of these topics you can touch on in your channel. But I do remember your video on time, and it was eye-opening. And that's it. That's what she said. I guess that's it. Yeah, I don't exactly remember what I said in one of my videos that I talked about with time, but I do remember that, my concept on time is very different than a lot of other people. My concept on time isn't real. I don't live my life based on a 24-hour clock, based on, 30 days in a month, 365 days in a year. That's just not how I operate. And I don't believe, I think that type of time frame is what causes so much people anxieties, because especially when life is moving slow for you. And like she said in her story, she had things going on, so she kind of lost track of time. And if you guys ever notice, when you're having fun and doing things and your mind's not occupied on your specific person, or your mind's not occupied on your desire, that's when shit seems to really happen extremely fast. And I think this is a good take from what she said, you know what I mean? Because that's what happens a lot of time. But most people, a lot of people don't have things going on like that, or they tell themselves they don't have things going on like that, even if they really do. And so time seems like it's dragging on so slow. But, once you adapt the mindset of, time is just an illusion, time is man-made, you know what I mean? Don't live your life based on that clock. I think you will see a lot of different things happening in your life. And I think you will start to see a lot of manifestations speed up. And you will start to look at 6 months or a year as being short. You know what I mean? Because that's how I look at it. When people tell me, oh, I haven't talked to my SP in 6 months, or I haven't talked to my SP in a year, or even 2 years, or whatever the time frame is, 9 times out of 10, if you're working with me one-on-one, I guarantee the way you're going to be telling me the story, it's going to sound like it's a long time. But I'm going to look you in the eye. If we're FaceTime, I'm going to look you dead in your eye, in the depths of your soul. And I'm going to tell you, yo, that's not a long time. And you're probably not going to want to hear it. But guess what? I don't care. Because my job is to help you guys retrain your mind and help you guys look at time differently, look at life differently, potentially, and help you guys become the best versions of yourselves and get what you want. So whether you haven't talked to your SP, like she said, a lot of people do on these YouTubes, because I like reading comments just for my own fun and my own leisure time. Sometime I like seeing what people in different blogs, whether it's Reddit or some other people's channels or whatever the case may be. I like reading comments in the comment section. And a lot of people, you guys, like she said in here, we side eye, the SP stories that take mad long, and we think, oh, they must be doing something wrong, or you shouldn't listen to this person because it shouldn't take that long, or blah blah blah, whatever the case may be. But as I've said multiple times in my videos, everybody's at a different level of manifestation. You know what I mean? And what could be delaying your SP manifestation is you're reading a comment, listening to what somebody else said, not realizing that may not work for you. Whatever they did was specific for their situation. But for your situation, you may need a 100% different routine. Just like everybody that I've worked with over the past couple of years, there are some where I tell them the same thing. But then there are people where, one client that I'm working with, the stuff that we cook up and come up with is way different than somebody that I worked with, before them. You know what I mean? And I think what she said in here is really powerful, because 3 months is not a long time. You know what I mean? Just because it takes you 3 months or longer than 3 months or 6 months or a year to manifest the SP, it doesn't mean anything. Again, it's not a long time. But don't think that if it takes you that long, you're doing something wrong, or, your coach isn't good, or whatever the case may be. Because you guys have to understand something. You have to give the universe time to move the chess pieces. Give the universe time with your SP to move the chess pieces. Because some of you guys, like, I feel like you think like shit's gonna happen overnight, especially if your SP is in a relationship with somebody that's married, or they're in another relationship with somebody else. Like, you think you doing one visualization 9 times out of 10 is going to work overnight. That's not going to work that way. Can it work that way for some people? Absolutely. But for majority of the people, it's not going to work that way. You know what I mean? You got to give the universe time to bring you what your desire is. You got to give the universe time to move that queen on the chessboard, to move the rook, to move the knight. You know what I mean? Give the universe time to move those pieces so that it can bring you what you want in the perfect way. You know what I mean? You got to give the universe chances. If your SP's in a relationship with somebody married, give the universe chances for them to, realize and see that, oh, she's not the one. He's not the one. You know what I mean? Most likely that's not, going to happen right overnight. That's not going to happen in the first 30 days of their marriage or the first 60 days, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? It's going to take some time. You know what I mean? But you have to decide, are you going to be like the person in this story and just, let go? Because what she did was she let go. She completely let go. I think this is the big piece that I want all you guys to understand in this story. She completely let go. She moved to another city. She got a job. You know what I mean? She got a whole new boyfriend. She got a whole new boyfriend. You know what I mean? Something that some of y'all would never do. And again, that depends on y'all. It's not saying it's wrong to do that, but she got a whole new boyfriend. You know what I mean? She stopped worrying about, oh, if I get a boyfriend, then this is going to happen. Or, oh, if this. She didn't worry about none of that. She just went and got a whole new boyfriend. And then look what happened. She let go. And when you let go and you stop worrying, you get rid of the anxiety. That's when the universe says, all right, boom. This is what I'm getting ready to give you your desires. Here it is. And now look, a year later, you know what I mean? After moving to a city, getting a new boyfriend, you know what I mean? Her and her SP got back in contact, however that happened, had a 3-hour phone call conversation. Now he's getting ready to come to her city. She's going to his city, and they're, things are getting ready to happen. And look at this. Look at this, guys. The boyfriend she was with broke up with her. That's another key point. She didn't have to go to him and say, oh, I feel like this isn't working out. She didn't have to make that hard decision, because a lot of you guys too, I think a lot of you guys put yourselves in situations where you think you got to make that hard decision. No, he broke up with her. You know what I mean? So clearly something wasn't working. You know what I mean? In the universe, like I said, moved the chess pieces. The universe allowed her old boyfriend to break up with her. And so then now that chess piece was moved. So now, boom, I can move this chess piece to bring in the SP. You know what I mean? You see how that happened? And she really didn't have to do any action. Didn't take no action. Whatever was going on, boyfriend just came to her, because she didn't obviously put it in the story, but something happened and the boyfriend came to her and was like, yo, I'm breaking up with you, whatever. And she clearly didn't care, because now it made space. Moving that chess piece of her boyfriend breaking up with her made space to bring in what she really wanted, which was her new SP. Which was her old SP. So now her and her old SP are in contact, 3-hour conversations, getting ready to see each other. Yo, let go, man. That's all I can say. Let go. Because letting go seems to be what gets everybody what they want. All right, guys. I think that's all I got for you today, man. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. And I will see you next time on Marvin's Room.